It's tough. Well, I'm not in the mood to come up with some elaborate excuse for why I can't say my name tonight. I'm in the forums, so yes. Find me posting My Little Pony Hitler pictures in PYF because there's reasons for it, and it's totally threat appropriate. But oh, it still does. So we have British invading Nassau, which means there's probably the blockade in Nassau, which is probably because they got really pissed off after we kept looking for medicines. By the way, I just took a shot. Oh, yeah, unfortunately I'm almost out at this point, so unless I leave and go get more beer, I'm probably sticking around for the next... So basically, you're probably up to the point where they are offering amnesty. Everybody's like, nah, we shouldn't take the amnesty except for Hornigold, who was like, I'm gonna go take the amnesty, fuck you all, this shit failed miserably. And Edward's like, fuck you, Hornigold, and he's doing his own shit. Yes. Commodore 86, because... Well, I mean, it is. The 86 is to remove, and Commodore 64 was a popular home computer, so they combined the two terms to make... No, Commodore 6... I mean, semiconductors and...
Come on, boys, you're lagging.
It's this bloody hemp.
Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
The Commodore fears a revolt is nigh. His orders are to sink every goddamn pirate ship now anchored in that harbor, tonight.
It's by the governor's wishes, sir.
This is a direct order, soldier. You will take position on the grounded galleon and await the Commodore's further orders. Is that clear?
Aye, sir.
The conniving bastard. Someone ought to slit the Commodore's throat before he gets a chance to bark those orders.
You think so?
We're dead in the water otherwise.
All right, I'll kill him.
Your brains are baked. I won't take no part in killing the Commodore. Not one of the King's men.
We can't risk our good fortune. I'll be waiting for you.
That... So for this mission, so you're still kind of just restricted to Nassau as a whole. You're not really, you can't really get out. So
We have information for the Commodore, an urgent matter.
Carry on.
yeah,
Looks a sour blood between them two, Rogers and Chamberlain.
pretty much.
Commodore don't think much is the thing, and there's a rumor going around that Rogers is some kind of Jacobite, or worse, that he's a Catholic.
I could think the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of ends up boiling down to the... You really don't need a ton of things. Rogue gives you a lot of tools. Actually, I want to see on Uplay whatever the hell the Uplay set was. Because I know that Uplay likes that. Somebody saw you. Yes. Yes. Not quite as short as a Kodaichi, but similar.
I heard the Commodore ranting and raving about
Well, it just makes sense because fucking Shay is a goddamn weeaboo, but...
what happened to send them to him.
Man, you don't want the governor's ire brought down on you.
He gets intense later
He's a
on.
serious chap. No sense of humor.
He gets a lot more intense later on, I think. Actually, the hilarious thing about that mission, the first time I did it, the first time I had done that mission, I had gone around and actually collected all of the totems before that mission started. So literally, like, the very end of the mission, I just walked over and unlocked the door. It's like, oh, that's where this thing goes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's always been a really good thing for... I mean, it was good for the poison. Sorry, not really the poison in 2, similar, but not quite the same. Because they really died faster, and they really didn't spend your time actively attacking enemies. They just kind of swing wildly. And then, same for about Brotherhood, though. Since poison was more of a delayed effect from various things in Revelations. You could do things like having a dance party, but that again was more. It wasn't really like super aggro on enemies. Yes. Well, I mean, it's not entirely new, but it's similar. I was about to say the Stalker. It's very akin to the Stalkers in Revelation. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you have to be very... I mean, I like the gang HQs in Rogue, to be honest. It's very... I think the thing that I like and I kind of dislike about Rogue in some regards is that what I like is that there are a lot of different ways to capture outposts. There are a lot of different types of outposts, and it's probably the most complete set that we've ever had in the series, because you have the naval bases from 4, you have the forts from 3, and you kind of have the gang HQs, which are similar to... I mean, they're kind of their own thing. They're very similar to... You know what they're similar to? They're similar to the,
The governor's given us a pardon, Commodore. Don't a man's word mean anything in these times?
Has syphilis clouded your mind? Why scratch and claw to protect such squalor? Your parasites feeding off the industry of honest men.
Much like King George in that respect.
Know your place, peasant! You may have taken my life, but you have not improved your own by any measure.
Does some purpose keep you talking?
If not for that heathen, Governor Rogers, I'd have seen you hanged from your own cross trees. Worm. All of you.
Right, but New York is about probably as big as Kingston or Havana combined, for one. I mean, Nassau isn't that big. It's... Yeah. Yeah, and it's all... Actually, all of it's pretty much one continuous. One of the things that I kind of dislike about that is that sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out how to get into places because you can actually kind of go around back, and you might be on a different elevation or something. Yeah. There's other little things here and there, like the stupid lightning thunderbolt. I don't know if you've done the totem missions or not yet, where you have to align.
Commodore's dead. Are we ready?
We're close. We've got a problem with the galleon. There's a couple of dozen. Bloody hell. You'd raise a cloud here, lout! You shot on enough gunpowder to blow New Providence off its rocks!
Lay off me, mate. I'm well chafed.
As I was telling, a squad of lobsters has commandeered our galleon. We're gonna have to clear it out before we use them cannons to play the blockade.
Blow up, but... Yeah. Calvin eating. That's gallivanting. And you make fun of me for mispronouncing sober. Yeah. It's very easy to get dejected off well above whatever the hell you'll actually fight in game, especially once you know the little... If you play for a few hours and you start getting the ins and outs of how to handle ship combat, you don't need to be significantly overpowered to take down a lot of the ships. You just need to be... You just need to know how to dodge. It's not until you get to the... Not until you get to the legendary ships where you're ever actually get close to an even footing in terms of actual combat. And so now... Yeah. Yeah, have fun with the Storm Fortress, by the way. The Storm... I love the Storm Fortress.
Hit him there, sir! That'll wipe him out! Fire! He's vulnerable there, Captain! As much save as you can!
No, it isn't. I mean, despite the fact that you just literally fired right behind me. Just...
Get up to planks!
Yeah.
Toast the gallants and royals! More sail! All!
Yeah, generally they don't ever get above frigates until I think the very last one. When they literally throw... well, I won't say. Yeah, that's almost akin to a legendary ship fight.
Fancy a wee swim, do you?
Yeah. I'm not gonna... Well, they're actually challenging you in the game for once, so...
Enemy fire! More trouble, Captain! Fire! Goes the Royals, come! She's vulnerable there, Captain! Eat her sticks!
Yeah.
Use all of it! Swim shot to the wing! Captain! Put a shot right through there! Trim the yards off the wing! Through the foremans!
But I
She'll take it!
was gonna say, that's just like playing Grand Theft Auto and always driving around with at least a star on you. Or two. Yeah.
On your way! Hit him there, sir! That'll wipe him out! Fire ship, Captain. Keep us moving. Catch the Spanish! Seems to be alone, sir!
Yeah.
Left line of troubles and board us, sir!
Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of the forts in Rogue are as memorable as a certain one in this game, but they're... I mean, then again, there aren't exactly a ton of actual quote-unquote forts. There might be like 3 or 4 of them, to be honest, in the entire game. Because...
We broke through. Get clear of the fleet now and we're home free.
Yeah. Well, it is. Oh, come on, it's a ragdoll glitch. Yeah. And you couldn't fast travel, these are probably in combat. What do you think? Have you done the hunting challenges?
A mighty mess there. Burn, you bastards! They're burning up your ass, governor! Prancing about like they took a prize.
Ahoy, kid. You missed quite a time.
Aye. Pity about Nassau and Blackbeard flying the coop.
Well, we'll see about Thatch.
Vane's off to see him now, and I'm following soon.
This is what's left of your experiment in democracy.
Aye. We do as we please here, and we take our time doing it.
For Christ's sake, Edward. Don't anything but the stink of riches wrinkle your nose.
What's got into you, man?
Reality, mate. Reality. See that you ain't pulled into the drink by this drowning rat.
Oi! I've lived longer than most men who trod this path.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they? Oh, yeah, the little
Now, what could I add to make it perfect?
The guest house. He's gonna totally bring his wife. Oh, he was married, wasn't he? Yeah, that's one way to put it. Nice. I wonder. I have to see if they made any announcement on that game. Shit, what the hell's the next Assassin's Creed game? Syndicate. I was thinking Victory, but Victory is the code name. Did they ever see if Syndicate's gonna have multiplayer or not? Because they didn't put it in Rogue, and they didn't put it in. They didn't put it in Rogue, and they didn't put it in. Okay, that sucks. And they didn't put it in Unity. They didn't put. They fixed their mistakes from Unity. Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame because you get into the Madams, the Madden syndrome of where you're putting out a competitive multiplayer product every year. But I would think there would be some space.
Crowd on every inch of sail. Cruise down, man.
Yeah. 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 It would probably involve initiates because they'd like to do that shit, and then initiates broke all the time, so they got rid of initiates. Yeah, I mean, it looks like, no multiplayer whatsoever, and Syndicate. I'm happy and I'm sad because as much as I would like it, they haven't had a multiplayer, competitive multiplayer since 4, and it's going to be 3 or 4 years out. There's some time where you could, there is some space in it for that. Yeah, I think in general, the chaser damage or whatever. Yeah, I think in general the weapons are a little. They refine the weapons a little more. They feel a little. They work a little better. They make up for some of the shortcomings, in this game. For example, the buckle gun lets you do a lot more faster shots at enemies than you would normally get out in this game. Because you don't get fast shots off swivels until you get the elite swivels, which takes forever. The last upgrade, for round shot, actually fires 2 volleys at once, which makes it really fucking useful because it deals comparable damage to heavy shot, but you can aim it. Right. I mean, heavy. The caveat being is. Right. Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, you can still do it in this game, but in this game you're more limited to like 6 or 7, and then by that point everything you're kind of drawn up, and it's kind of hard to get a good shot at them. But Puckle gun. Yeah. In that sense, it makes more sense because they're not really they're more of a ballistic round as opposed to a explosive sort of round. So it's tit for one or the other. It would be kind of ridiculous for you to come to just start chaining explosive shots. Because that would just blow them the fuck up. Yeah. Never sail into a broadside, I think, is the lesson there. Like, do your best to avoid broadsides for the bigger crab, for the bigger ships. I mean, generally... Yeah, I was about to say, like, generally speaking, you're only ever really gonna, like, for Briggs or for Briggs it's possible. For Briggs you don't even have to support the goddamn ship. Frigates you're probably gonna have to because you're schooner, yeah. Well, schooner and Briggs you're probably not. For frigates and man-of-wars, man-of-wars you're definitely going to have to because you're going to get an objective that is destroy the flag or just kill the scouts, and it's going to require you to go to the top of the sails. Otherwise, you're going to get like officers. That was one of the special, the special unlockable you place had. They're pretty damn good swords.
As much stain as you can. Press the boards, we're coming together.
Now there's...
Ready to fire, sir! Pull them down to hell, lad!
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's not until the third, fourth. Really the third and fourth, where it really starts to get big. I forget which... Yeah, the other... Oh yeah, you get rope darts in like one of the training missions, I think. As compared to this game where you still haven't gotten rope darts. And we've been playing, and we're now on to video 21. Yeah. They're not even broken, that's, like, the only way that they're broken is they're broken. You know what that mission was? It was the mission where you have to do your first plantation, your first warehouse raid. And that's the only point where rope darts are actually a really good idea because you can automatically silent kill a dude, a key holder, and you get them. You get So, right, you can't loot a body that's hanging from a tree. So they automatically give you whatever the guy is holding. That's what I was going to say. And well, he does scream, so they aren't exactly totally stealthy, but as long as you can disable the alarm, you're in pretty good shape. Because it's... Yeah, it's only for the couple little things where you have to actually not do... You have to do it silently that you're good. But at the same time, you're actually... Because you can have like 3 freaking warehouses in a single map, you can actually do it pretty quickly if you can... If you're good about it. Oh boy. Oh, that's a nice one. I think in general I kind of like the Morgan's default look. It's a good set, and it really contrasts from. It really ends up. Yeah, you can't customize your ship. You really can't. You can't customize your outfit. You can't customize your outfit.
My thanks.
Can you customize? You really can't even customize your own weapons because they only give you like one set before anything goes down. So. The Aquila, for those playing at home and can't quite remember, was Connor's ship. It was the... It appeared a couple times in Assassin's Creed 3. It actually appears in the very first memory sequence as the ship that's chasing Haytham, before Haytham disables it. And then eventually it kind of gets scuttled near Davenport Manor. By the way, Achilles is really kind of a dick. I don't think you've noticed that yet or not in Rogue. Yeah. I mean, there's part of it where it's still like, oh, you're... Just... Achilles is... But a kid, well. Oh, don't worry. I have a couple more. I have a few more things to say about Achilles that actually probably really cross into the line of spoilers. So I rather You'll get to that point sooner or later. That's pretty good. I don't know how good you are with getting all the crosses and sword fragments and all that shit. There's a couple things. Oh, those. Yeah.
Well, that'll do.
Yeah.
How?
What? Oh, you should get all the Viking sword fragments, because that's a very good set of armor. Sodile Avace. What the hell does that mean? And Unity. So, Ile de Vace, which is... That reminds me of a time I was recording a video with Slow Beef and Cad. Let's not get into that remembering. I had a couple of good ones. I had a couple of good ones in each game. So I did find out what Ile de Vace stands for. And I have to say, the game is lying. Island of the Cow. But there actually is an Ile de Vace, so maybe Ile de Vace, so that's probably what it was. Oh, Edward. I do like how Shay's all about redemption, and then he just drunkenly picks bar fights.
Fortune blind me, Captain Kenway. Something I can get you, sir. There's a room.
What are you telling me about? You said about in multiplayer in this game you can get a title or an idle thing, a Shekulu avatar or something like that.
Fortune! Need out.
So it's probably going to be something really.
The worms can have you!
Yeah. And on the other hand, the nice thing about that is that you can actually body slam people through tables in that game, in the taverns. So there's that going for you. But Jesus Christ, Edward. I always like the counter and the throw, and then you just throw them off the bill. Oh. Ow. Yeah, that's probably fatal. At the very least, you can kind of once you start taking over the gang HQs, they start really dropping the amount of stalkers that spawn in, so that's really nice for item collection. Actually, I was gonna say, they're not... Generally, I like Stalker. I like and I hate Stalkers, because I like them initially, but after a while, once you know exactly how they spawn, it's not very hard to figure out where they are. Because generally, if I'm running around an open field, and I'm hearing stalker noises, and out of the corner of my eye, I see a bunch of brush and like heavy growth where it's a predator zone. I wonder if that's where the stalker is. Yeah. I would say the one thing, though, about... Too bad this isn't like a Fallout or a Fallout game where we could reverse pickpocket them and stick a grenade in their pocket. So it's really a thing with Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls, and like Fallout 3 and New Vegas, probably in 4 too, when it comes out. But what happens is because when you pickpocket a dude, you open up an inventory screen between you and him, and it goes both ways. So a very popular thing is to reverse pickpocket people, and you can stick a live grenade in their pocket or something. So that way you can kill them. You know, the grenade will go off, but you won't be around. So you give yourself a little leeway, so to speak. Because otherwise you still have to... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Legendary ships should only be approached when you basically have all the upgrades. It's... I mean, they are really meant to be fought when you have all the upgrades, especially all the health upgrades. Otherwise, it just kind of gets ridiculous. And then you need a bunch of the damage upgrades, because otherwise you're screwed. And you probably should get all the mortar upgrades. And at that point, you basically upgraded everything except the lifeboat. So, whatever. Pet the dog. Why did you pet the other dog? Just the cat's being cat. Alright, time to go kill a slaver. Yes, I would totally agree with you on that. A lot of what I like about Rogue in terms of like the assassination intercept missions, the gang HQs, and the stalkers is that you're playing from a different perspective, which is a very welcome change. And yes, it's kind of obvious given the fact that you're playing you're playing as a Templar in the game, not an assassin, so you're dealing with what you would normally be doing in the game, just with much less competent folks for the most part. I say somewhat, because I mean, at times in this game it kind of gets ridiculous.
Hold on! Hold on!
Well, I mean, they attack you. It's like, oh, you're a bad dude. We gotta attack you. Yeah, it's really ridiculous in some regards what they do. No, it's... No, not even that. Well, the thing with Grand Theft Auto is that kind of running a dude over probably it'll get you in a little trouble, but it won't get you a star. It won't necessarily get you a star. Kill a cop? Oh, you're at 2 or 3 stars automatically, and that's when everything goes to shit. Because that at 2 or 3 stars is when they really. I mean, I'm thinking like because I've been playing Grand Theft. I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 here. That's kind of when they start pulling out all the stops. Of course, 4 is when they start pulling in the FIB and SWAT vans, and 5 is when the military comes out. Killed the dude without blowing up the explosion. Just shot him in the back. Clear the jackdaw. It also kind of just like is very like geographic location based, which is, I mean, in this game, for whatever reason, the Spanish hate you just as much as the British, despite the fact that you might be shooting, you know, only seeing Spanish ships. There's no real way to reduce it. And then when you're in towns, Wanted is basically worthless because you can just get to your ship and you're clear. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, oh god. Yeah. Yeah, there's things, different things. Just kill them. You could have pickpocketed him. You know, except for the raging ship battle that you just had outside overnight. I can't really deny that either. Alright.